Welcome back. It's now time for Media Watch France, and as always, I'm joined for that by James Studin, James Creedier. I can't
you
get
know
these
me
words
for
out.
long enough,
You are
Catherine.
James Creedier here in the France 24 studio. I do apologise for that. Now we're starting off with some news on the former head of the IMF, Dominique Strauss-Kahn. What's the latest?
Well, if he had come down from his apartment in the Place des Vosges in central Paris today, he'd have got a little bit of a surprise because there were some Ukrainian ladies from a feminist organisation called Femen, who, as you can see, were getting up to all sorts of activities.
You might have found this a nice surprise, I suppose.
He might have enjoyed it, I don't know, maybe any man would, you could say. In any case, the whole idea was to draw attention to feminist issues in France, and they had signs such as Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Famous French song from 1974, which, if anyone speaks any French at all...
Which translated means, James, I'll leave the
Do you
honest
want to sleep with me?
Right.
And also, you are drunk on power. That was another little poster that people were holding up. And so it was very rude indeed, and there were naked body parts all over the place. So it got an awful lot of attention from the people.
I'm sure it did, James.
Right. If you were walking through Place des Vosges, you'd have stopped to kind of find out what was going on.
It's in a chic neighbourhood, quite a lot of well-to-do people.
They were bringing down the tone a little, you could say. But in any case, the whole idea was to draw attention to feminist issues. It's a Ukrainian organisation, very bizarrely, and they started a European tour in Switzerland yesterday, and they're hoping to make it to see the Pope as well at some point over that tour.
Well, goodness knows what they're going to do to him. But maybe,
in any case, they're lending their support to French feminists who don't want to see Dominique Strauss-Kahn come back into the political arena. So there you go.
Okay, strong message sent out there. What else have you got for us, James?
Well, staying with Dominique Strauss-Kahn, there was an article this weekend in Le Monde about how Strauss-Kahn land, what they're calling Strauss-Kahnie, what they're basically saying is Dominique Strauss-Kahn's inner circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and a lot of people who were close to him during his political career in the run-up to his expected presidential bid have now abandoned him. And so Le Monde essentially says that people who did kind of keep in touch with him after the New York scandal have now abandoned him because of this latest scandal, which is known as the Lille Carlton Hotel affair, and that this is a scandal that whereby he allegedly had links with a prostitute ring based in Lille. Now, just to give you some quotes, one friend told Le Monde, "We used to give him a call, not anymore. Now it's finished. We don't call him anymore. I don't want to know any more about it."
I guess he's just had so many scandals associated with his name.
This is it.
By now,
it's kind of gone on and on. I suppose some people might have been prepared to forgive one scandal, and we're not talking about facts, we're talking about scandals and rumours, but perhaps 2 or 3 scandals is a little bit much for some friends to take. Many in France must have thought that we knew what he was up to, and it's not true. Otherwise, people must think that we are fools. Another MP, a Paris-based MP, said, "It's more than mere disappointment, it's anger." So a lot of those close to him saying that they're angry. "We've been hurt by this scandal. It's hard to believe we didn't know anything or see anything." Now, worth pointing out as well that his wife, Anne Sinclair, long-suffering wife in the midst of all these scandals, has been in their second home, their family home in Morocco for some weeks now, trying to avoid the media spotlight.
But they do have several homes. Perhaps we shouldn't
Right.
read too much into that there. Okay, now on to this story we were talking about earlier, the day when the world population is supposed to hit 7 billion.
Right.
Some publications looking at claims, various countries are claiming that
right.
they are home to these very exactly 7th billionth person.
That's right. Slate.fr, amongst other websites, is looking at this question. They're saying that the UN has anointed, if you like, a girl in the Philippines as the 7 billionth child. Russia and India are also laying claim to that 7 billionth person on Earth.
How do they know?
Well, it's total conjecture. It's a total guess. And the UN essentially are saying that they chose this date symbolically. Algorithms and all sorts of other calculations like that allow for approximations. This is according to a UN or a demographics expert who works for the UN. But apparently that figure could be out by some 6 months. The UN has admitted that there's a 1% to 2% margin of error. So the population could be anything from 56 million above or below that figure today. So we really don't know.
Not terribly accurate, perhaps, though. It does sound a difficult job.
56 million is quite a lot of people
56
above
million.
or below the figure.
There you go. Now, what are you also going to tell us about Tunisians expressing their discontent again using Facebook?
That's right. This is a pretty extraordinary story. There was a campaign organised online over the last 48 hours for people to express their discontent with Obama and with Sarkozy on Facebook. Now, this is our France 24 Observer page, an excellent excellent website for anyone who wants to have a look. You can people giving their contributions from around the world. And one observer, this is on Twitter, is using a phrase best remembered by Michel Alliot-Marie. She was the foreign minister of France when the Tunisian revolution began, and she at the time infamously offered French know-how in helping manage the unrest. And now they're saying, well, maybe Tunisians can offer their know-how in revolutions around the world. And so you can see here on Nicolas Sarkozy's Facebook page, you've got...
That's a lovely photo.
It is quite a nice photo, a smiley photo of Nicolas Sarkozy. You've got tens of thousands of comments on very banal, I'm not sure if I can show it very accurately, but it's also the same on Obama's page. On one comment, on one quite banal post that he put up, there are I think over 100,000 comments,
which is slightly more than the average there.
Exactly, and none of them are related to the actual post in question. There are people saying that the police in New York and elsewhere have been using disproportionate force in cracking down on Occupy protesters, etc. So there you go, Tunisians expressing their discontent.
Still using the web. Thanks very much indeed, James Creedon there with Media Watch France. Well, stay tuned. Coming up next, it's all the latest from cyberspace in web news.